Hello, hello. Welcome back to the podcast. This is Haley with Weight Loss Without Dieting. And today we are going to talk about whether or not weight loss has to be hard, if it has to be this like really big challenge that we take on, or if it can be relaxed and easy and fun. And before you hear that sentence and just immediately exit out of this, listen to what I have to say because you need it more than anyone. I used to be in your shoes with weight loss has to be hard and it has to be this thing that we like work at and it's super challenging. And then I realized there's another way to go about this and it feels so much better than hard. And you don't have to struggle and you can just go off and live your life and weigh what you want. And it's the most amazing thing ever. And that is now my mission to teach you what that looks like, how to do that for yourself, how to live your life, have the wine and cheese, and weigh what you want. It's the best thing ever. If you don't know me, my name's Haley Sohn. I'm a nutritionist and a brain training weight loss coach. And I specialize in helping women lose 30 pounds in 90 days without dieting by eliminating emotional eating, stress eating, all of the eating that we do that has to do with our mindset. That's where I focus. And that's where I've seen the needle move so incredibly quickly for not only myself, but all of my clients that I've worked with. And they finally have some relief from the struggle of dieting and trying to lose weight by being super restrictive. And they just get to go out there and like live their life and have the things and feel amazing. You can learn more about working with me at basicallyitmeals.com. I will also put the link here if you want to go check that out. Before we dive in, I want to give a shout out to my girl Ashley. She messaged me on Instagram. She listens to my podcast and she messaged me and she was like, "Hey, I just wanted to say, I really enjoy the podcast," which is awesome. And I love when you guys reach out and, say that. Sometimes people, just say like, "Great podcast. Thank you." Some people have suggestions, which I always love getting your suggestions for the podcast. But Ashley is different. The reason I'm shouting her out is that she did all of that and then she started posting every single day and tagging me and being like, "I'm working out today. I'm like losing weight today." She lost a pound in a week, which is so cool just from listening to the podcast, just from implementing a couple of things that I talk about a lot here on the podcast. She's losing weight. She's not even a paying client. Like that is incredible. And she's been tagging me every single day. I'm so proud of her. She's so incredible. So I just wanted to shout her out because that was really inspiring and I absolutely love like watching her journey. It's been a couple weeks now and she's losing weight. She is like doing it. So proud of her. So y'all, you can also find me on Instagram at Haley, HAYLEY _Sohn, SOHN. And shoot me a message if you listen to the podcast or if you have an episode that you want to hear, a topic you want me to cover, or if you're just like, I need a little bit of accountability, a little bit of inspiration, motivation to keep me going, tag me. This is so fun. I'm like absolutely obsessed with watching her journey and seeing what she's doing. It's so much fun. So take a page out of Ashley's book and I'll see you over on the gram. Okay, so today's topic was sparked by a conversation I recently had with my parents. So we were at the pool with my baby and they were like, you don't look like you had a baby. Like how did you lose the weight? How did you get back into shape? And then I can't remember which one of my parents said this, but one of them was like, was it hard? Did you have to work really hard at it? And I thought that was such an interesting thing, and it kind of brought all of like this flood of all these conversations that I have with you out there, that weight loss has to be hard. A lot of times people are coming to me and saying, I know I have to work really hard at this, that I'm going to really struggle at this, that, you know, it's not going to be easy. And that is all a mindset, this mindset of struggle and hard and not easy versus this mindset of confidence and calm. There's many ways to get to your weight loss. And 10 out of 10 times, I would rather do it in a way that is confident and calm than a way that is hard and struggle and not easy. Why would anyone want to choose that way? The only reason we're choosing that way is because we don't realize that there's actually another way. You can do it in a way that is confident and calm. And let me tell you, the effectiveness of the confidence and the calm is a million times more effective, good use of words there, than the struggle and the hard. The struggle and the hard doesn't last, you guys. It's one of those things where you push and you push and you push and use every ounce of willpower that you have to get to your goal number. And if you get there, it's like you step on that scale, you see that number, and then 2 weeks later, you've gained it all back. Like, it's crazy. You put in so much effort and it's so difficult, and then you can't keep it. Whereas the confidence and the calm, the weight comes off, and then you just get to keep living your life. It's amazing. So I'm going to talk about each of those things today and how to really lose weight in a way that feels amazing, like mentally and physically, and that will stick with you. It's not something that you did one time and you've never been able to do it again. So you think that weight loss has to be hard. A lot of us kind of consider it like a punishment for our sins, for our eating sins, for the fact that we love junk food, for the fact that we love ice cream on the couch at 9 p.m. after the kids have gone down. Like, I have to punish myself for doing that. And that it's going to be a struggle because I'm going to have to give up things that I like, and I'm going to have to do things that I don't like going to the gym and sweating my butt off. And I'm going to have to cut out, sugar and gluten and calories and eat super clean. I'm going to only eat lettuce for 3 months. And so we think of it like that, that's what it's going to be. And let me tell you, I talk about this a lot on this podcast, but self-fulfilling prophecy is when what we believe about a thing comes true. And it's always true when it comes to weight loss. Whatever we believe about our weight loss journey or what's possible for us comes true. So why not decide what you're going to believe before you get started and have that come true? If you go into it believing that it's going to be hard, it's going to be a struggle, and you're not going to be very successful at it, and you're going to have to use every ounce of willpower that you have, then that's what's going to happen. Believe something else. Believe something else, and then have that happen. So this weight loss is hard. That's a mindset. And it starts with a lot of thoughts around what weight loss is going to look like for you. So I put some of them down here. I would suggest that you figure out what yours are too. So get out a pen and paper and write down, what are my thoughts about my weight loss journey, or what it's going to look like for me, or how it has to be. Challenge those. Thoughts are not necessarily facts. In fact, they're rarely facts. So write down what your thoughts are, and then maybe underline the ones that are factual. most of them are not going to be factual, which is great news because that means that you can pick something else. You can choose to think of it differently and have it feel different and be different for you. So these are a couple of ones that I put down. I have to work hard to lose weight. I'm going to struggle at it. It's not going to be fun. It's not going to be easy. I will have to sweat. I will have to deprive myself. I will have to cut out foods that I like. An emotion of struggle, of doubt, self-doubt. I don't believe that I can do this easily. Of overwhelm, of willpower, pressure, deprivation. So these are the emotions that we're trying to use to hit our goal weight and feel amazing and keep it. Keep that goal weight. None of those, to me, sound enjoyable or sound like something I want to keep up. The way you lose weight is the way you're going to keep it off. So whatever emotions and thoughts you use to get the scale to go down is what you're going to have to keep up in the long term. So think about that intentionally, because I don't want to feel struggle and doubt and overwhelm and willpower for any extended period of time, much less the rest of my life. And I certainly don't want to use those to get my goal weight. That's like, I always think about this idea of making money and the multiple ways there are to do that. You can earn it, you can work for it, you can create a lot of value in the world and make money that way, or you could go out and you could steal it. And let's say both ways get you the same amount of money in the same amount of time. Which way do you want to choose? If you choose the stealing way, you constantly have in the back of your mind that you're going to get caught, that this money isn't yours, that you didn't earn it the right way. Whatever that is. Like, we were watching this movie about a bank robber the other day, and it was a documentary. I'm sorry, it wasn't like a made up movie. It was a documentary about an actual guy who actually robbed banks. And nobody knew that he was robbing banks, but all of his friends were like, he just, like, his personality changed. He went from, super happy-go-lucky to like really stressed out and became a recluse. And it's because of his mindset around how he got that money. And it's so interesting to me. So is that the way you would rather have it? Like, in this way that just feels awful? That isn't sustainable? That's so much that you, like, your personality changes? Like, that sounds miserable. Like, I don't want that. I don't want that to make money, and I don't want that to lose weight. So think about that. Like, you can even put this whole thing of how you feel when you're losing weight into another scenario. Like, how do you get anything in your life? A career or money or a better house? Like, how do you get any of that? You could take it, you could steal it, you could, go about it in a maybe more like a negative way, or you could do it in a positive way. There's multiple ways to do it. So which one would you choose? And if it's all the same, if how we get anything is in any, whatever it is, weight loss or a house, why wouldn't we want to get it in a way that feels good, that we can keep up for the rest of our lives, that we want to keep up for the rest of our lives? Another thing a lot of people tell me is that what do you want to have when you lose this weight? I think I'll finally feel happy. I think when I lose the weight, I will feel happy. Let me tell you, if you don't lose the weight in a way that feels happy, or that gives you the space to feel happy, you're not going to magically feel happy when you see that number on the scale. You need to create the whole journey in a way that gives you the space to feel happy. Let me tell you, struggle, doubt, overwhelm, willpower do not give you the space to also feel happy. it's too much. It's a whole lot of negativity that does not allow for the emotion of happiness. So if that's something that you want, think about what your journey is going to look like. It needs to include happy. It needs to include much more light and positive emotions and thoughts, mindset in general, if that's one of your goals. So back to the mindset of losing weight in a way that's hard. When you are using the emotions of struggle, doubt, overwhelm, willpower, deprivation to get it, the actions that you're going to take are going to be things like, going to the gym, but also probably not going to the gym, skipping gym days because, it's just so much. I don't want to do it. I have to do it. Restricting yourself, cutting foods out, cutting out a number of calories, eating super clean, whatever your idea of that is, or trying to eat super clean. Maybe trying is a good word to use for all of these actions, because a lot of times it's going to, those are going to be actions that you think you have to take, and then you don't want to take them when it's time to do them. So you have this push and pull, or you're pulling in opposite directions. I have to do this, but then I don't do it. I don't follow through on it. And that's all because of your mindset. If you're not following through on the actions that you want to take, or that you think you need to take in order to achieve the weight loss result you're looking for, then your mindset is not aligned. And then the result is so interesting. So the results can be many things. It can be the number on the scale, how your clothes fit, your overall shift in life. So I kind of asked myself this question: what is the result of weight loss when it's hard? And I wrote down, you can't maintain it. That weight that you achieve is not maintainable because your mindset is not going to support that long term. You're going to flip right around and gain it all back. The process isn't fun. You don't enjoy any part of the process. You don't enjoy, what is this note? You don't show your brain that eating less or eating differently can be enjoyable. Basically, you decide you're going to eat differently to lose the weight, but you're constantly reminding yourself that I don't want to be eating this way. I want to be eating this other way. I want to be eating all of the junk. And when we do it that way, we don't teach our brain anything. We don't learn anything. And we're pulling against ourselves. We're pulling in two opposite directions, which is not sustainable. It takes a lot of energy to do that. And then I wrote down the pendulum. So you've heard me talk about that a lot here on the podcast, but the pendulum is this idea that we're overdoing it on two sides. So we're over restricting and then we're overeating. And the more we do one or, either one of those, the more we get the opposite one. So a pendulum, if you pull it up all the way to one side, it will swing equally in the opposite direction. And that's what we achieve when we restrict. All of a sudden that pendulum drops and we overeat, and we just stay in that cycle of restricting and then overeating. And to fix that overeating, I have to restrict. And then I put so much pressure on myself to restrict that now I've got to overeat to manage that emotion. It just keeps going. So losing weight in a way that feels hard, or that we're telling ourselves is hard or a struggle, keeps us in that pendulum. You can't lose weight when you're in the pendulum cycle. You'll drop a couple of pounds and then you're going to gain it all back. And it's week to week. It's not fun. So my postpartum weight loss journey, I'm going to use that as an example here, but really my overall methodology for weight loss follows this same exact script. And I have a whole podcast on my postpartum weight loss journey. So if you haven't heard that one, it's maybe number 35, something around there. But I talk about, in one episode, I talk about how I planned to gain weight during my pregnancy. And then I talk about my postpartum weight loss journey and what that looked like for me. So if you're interested in that specifically, it's one of my most popular episodes. People love it. And I really dive into each one of these things. But for the sake of this podcast, I'm going to use it as an example because that's what my parents were referring to when they started talking about was the weight loss hard. I want to say that I was the person that used hard to lose weight. That was my mentality. You can ask anyone who was around in my life, I don't know, at this point, 10 years ago, who knows, at some point, before I got onto this track of like really focusing on the mindset and all that. I used hard to lose weight. I worked out like crazy. I was super restrictive or always on some sort of specific diet. Like my whole food mentality was diet focused. It's only this list of foods and I can't have this list of foods. I at times was very judgmental of others and how they ate and how they worked out, which looking back, I think that's a really interesting trait to watch out for if you find yourself being really judgmental of others, that you are using hard to lose weight, that you're using a lot of restriction or diet mentality to lose weight. That diet mentality is very judgmental. And I had that like crazy. And none of this was fun. I never enjoyed any of it. I like going to the gym, and I still do. I like working out. I was always an athlete growing up, so that was kind of fun for me, but I think I took it to a level of like, I'm not doing this to enjoy it. I'm doing it because I have to. So notice that too. If something that you used to enjoy loses its enjoyment, your mentality around it has shifted, and my mentality had certainly shifted. And I like eating healthy, but the way I was doing it was not enjoyable. I wasn't enjoying my food. I wasn't sitting down to eat meals and really enjoy them. I was sitting down with like, this is my fuel, and it's not for enjoyment, which is not sustainable, in my opinion. And none of this was successful. It would be successful for a time, and then I would snap and eat all the things. And then there was that time when I like gained a lot of the time. And let me say all of this with it throughout all of this, I was just thinking about it all the time. There's just too much thinking about it. Like, I don't want to think about food for my entire life. I want to think about other things. I don't, that's not a goal of mine, is to be thinking about my weight and food forever. So that was one of the things that I certainly wanted to cut out of my life when I was trying to kind of lose the weight for the final time. I was like, I don't want to be thinking about food this much. Like, this is insanity. So I was that person. I've been in your shoes if you feel like that. Like, I know I wasn't just like always la-di-da weighing what I wanted. I had this mentality before. So when I went to lose my postpartum weight, not once ever did I say or think, I want this to be hard, or it has to be hard. It's going to be hard. Actually, that was one of the things that I noticed so much coming up for other people when they talked to me about losing weight postpartum, is that it's so hard. And I was like, does it have to be though? Or is that just kind of the blanket mentality that we've been taught, that we are going to be tired and our hormones are going to be crazy, and that we're going to have gained so much weight during pregnancy that it's going to be really hard. And so that was kind of something I intentionally thought about. I wanted to challenge, and I certainly didn't want to bring that mentality or other people's mentality about what losing weight after you have a baby looks like into mine. So I very intentionally sat down and said, this is what I want it to be for me. This is how I want it to feel and look like. And so I focused mostly on slowing down and listening to my body. I thought a lot about this wonderful opportunity to reconnect with my body after I have the baby, to really do something for myself that I knew was going to feel amazing. I was so excited about it. I think I did a whole podcast on that. Like right before I had my baby, I was just talking about like how excited I was to lose the weight after I had my baby. And I really was. I was so excited. I couldn't wait. Like I intentionally prevented myself from starting early. Like, I waited until I think I was like 8 weeks postpartum. Even though I kind of wanted to start earlier, I was like, I'm not going to put more on my plate than I need to. Um, but I was like raring to go. Like I couldn't wait to just kind of get back into all of the weight loss things, getting on the scale every day and like tracking my progress and thinking intentionally about like what's going to feel good for me physically and help me meet that goal. So I thought about all of those things. Never once did I think about, okay, this is going to be so hard and I really need to make a food plan and a diet plan and a workout plan and a sweat plan and a calorie count. Like none. And it's going to be a struggle and my hormones are going to be crazy and it's going to be so hard and I'm not going to be sleeping and that's going to suck, but I'm going to do it. And like none of that. I really intentionally focused on like the things that were going to be awesome for me. That is a mindset. Whatever you're intentionally putting your brain on is a mindset, and it's a choice. And I don't say that in a bitchy way. I say that in a way that once you realize what's going on in your brain, you can choose something else. You always have that option. So yeah, I didn't ever say I was going to follow any specific diet or any specific workout plan. I really focused on fun, self-love, like a way to turn this love around on myself and really love myself for what I had gone through with pregnancy and having a baby and yeah, not sleeping so much and all of that, being tired. But like, this is a way to show myself love. And I focused on my confidence. Like, I've done this before. So no matter who's out there saying that it's going to be hard or difficult or suck, I have done this before in a way that feels really good. And I believe that I can do that again. And I always brought myself back to calm. So important. Losing weight in a way that feels stressful or hectic or overwhelming is not sustainable and it's not fun. So I brought it back to calm. If the scale goes up, that's okay. What worked? What didn't work? What do I want to do differently? How am I going to move forward with that information? I did not work out. I still don't really work out. I hate to say that. I love going on walks and I go to lift weights 1 day a week. But other than that, I don't push myself to work out. I didn't push myself to work out to lose the baby weight. It just wasn't a part of this at all. If it felt good, if it was a beautiful day, I go out for a walk. But at no point was I like, I'm gonna go sweat my butt off. No, none of that. If it didn't feel good or enjoyable, I wasn't doing it. I practice a lot of patience with my body, and that's something I want to impart to you as well. Patience. Your body is going to have a level of recalibration as you begin your weight loss journey, and it might feel frustrating at times. Why is the scale going up? I did all of the things. You have to give your body that time and space. It's been doing this one thing. It's been getting all of this junky food and whatever you have been doing, it's been doing that for a long time. It's really calibrated at that. It's really calibrated at putting excess calories into fat stores. We want to reverse all of that. And that takes time. It takes a level of like rebalancing your hormones and reteaching your body what hunger feels like and what satiety feels like, and reteaching your mindset. Your mindset is right along with all of the more like endocrine systems that are going on in your body. Your brain has been practicing a mindset for a long time, and you're about to go overhaul that and practice something new. And it's all going to be a little bit of a learning curve. So practicing patience is really important. And like, it's okay that the scale went up, or that it's been a month and I, haven't lost weight consistently. That's okay. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to believe that, me and my body, we want the same thing. We don't want to be overweight. We want to feel good in our body physically. I want to wake up with energy. I want all those things. So I'm just going to trust that my body is figuring it out along with me, my brain. I did tell myself over and over again, if it doesn't feel right, if it feels like too much, I will back off. But I want to say that losing weight in this way rarely feels like too much. It really shouldn't feel like overwhelming or a lot. It should be kind of relaxed and calm and confident. You're going to work on a lot of those. You haven't practiced those as much before when it comes to weight loss. So it is going to be a little bit of like intentionality behind it, but using calm and confident to lose weight doesn't ever feel like too much. It feels very natural and easy and relaxed. So if it feels like too much, you've probably just brought in a mindset of back to the hard and the struggle and the overwhelm, and really just slowing that down and breaking that down. Where am I now? And redirecting it towards calm and confidence and whatever else you want to intentionally use to lose weight. And really, where the weight loss comes from when you're losing weight in this way is listening to your body and learning to listen to your body. We need to let your body's signals determine what you're eating and when you're eating. That is the way, guys. You have a built-in system to weigh what you want to weigh already. We don't have to micromanage it with a diet plan. Truly, we need to be able to slow down, shut our brain off from talking to us about the snacks all of the time, and listen to what our body is telling us. 80% of the signals that are being given come from our body to our brain, not the other way around. So we want to go with that natural flow. Our body is telling our brain what's up instead of my brain telling my body what's up. That's how we try to lose weight, is my brain's going to tell my body what the business is. And that never feels natural. It never feels right or good. When we can slow down, shut our brain off from talking to us all the time, all of a sudden the weight kind of starts to fall off and it feels really good and really easy. And that's what we're going for. I did, when I was losing my baby weight, I did make intentional decisions ahead of time, and I followed through on those decisions. So that's another piece of this mindset and of keeping us on track with listening to our body, is making decisions ahead of time that really can help to get us to shut our brain off from talking to us about food. So that's another powerful piece that you can use on your own. And I talk about it so much on this podcast. So, you can listen to other episodes. I really dive into what that planning looks like and how that works. But that was another thing that I intentionally focused on, was like, and that's how I focus on listening to my body, is by deciding, okay, this is what my day is going to look like eating wise. And then I'm constantly checking in with my body. Is it time to eat yet? Are you ready for fuel yet? How does it feel? What does that look like? What does my satiety feel like? How much food does my body actually need? It's crucial. It's really incredible. It really allows you to tap into your body's natural ability to maintain its weight and lose weight. So, what can you do at home to release the hard of weight loss and embrace the calm? So, I want you to ask yourself this question. If you are using calm to lose weight instead of hard, instead of willpower, instead of pressure, instead of whatever it is that you're using right now, what would that look like? And write that down. Write that question at the top of the page and then answer it for yourself. What would it look like if I used Calm to lose weight? How would that be? And then go get that. Use some of the other tools that I have in this podcast and then go lose weight in a way that feels calm. Another tool to use is that planning ahead. It can really help separate things out for you. It's so huge. And finally, reach out to me. Come work with me. I will show you this path. Weight loss can feel amazing. It can be sustainable forever and feel really good, and like you just get to live your life. So reach out to me, come work with me. I will drop my link in the show notes, and I will see y'all on the next episode. Bye.